Today I'm going to make some Brunswick stew. Uh, I got a lot of long beans out here growing. Gonna put those in there. It's Brunswick stew. It's pretty much anything you got. Basically, it's chicken. I use chicken thighs, uh, long beans, green beans, corn, peas, and a tomato base, chicken broth, tomato sauce, crushed tomatoes. Uh, Really, onions, peppers, corn, just about anything you can think of go in there. I usually put some cabbage in there too. I got leftover cabbage I can put in there. But was just thinking we haven't had it for a while, and I got all these long beans out here. I'm glad I replanted this over on this side because the other side didn't do nothing. The vines didn't grow good, but got a lot of good, healthy beans on here. Would have helped if I trellised them and actually kept the weeds out of here. Yeah, well, I did trellis, but I didn't do a very good job. I didn't run them up the lines here. Just tilled this up the other day. Put some winter stuff in there. Put some collards, yellow collards. Maybe some kale, maybe some cabbages, broccoli, maybe some beets in here. Still got to pull out the tomatoes. They're done. They're all dead. Peppers are okay. Eggplant's still producing over there. These eggplants are still producing. These field peas are done over there. I might dig those up and plant another row of field peas over there or over here or wherever. Peppers are kind of, they might go a little bit longer on the peppers. But tomatoes can go. They're just done. Except for the one back there. That one in the compost pile, still producing. That was actually two different kinds of tomatoes. I thought they were both Romas, but this little clusters of grape tomatoes growing in there too. And watermelon, what I thought was a squash was a watermelon. There's one little baby watermelon, probably about the size of a softball, a little bit bigger than a softball in there now. I'm going to let it continue to grow and see what I get out of it. All right, I'll do more on Brunswick stew when I'm ready to start cooking it. Thank you. Okay, this is the Brunswick stew from earlier. I'm going to start off with going to brown the chicken slightly. I use chicken thighs. Usually thighs, legs, dark meat tastes better than breast, works better. Uh, I usually boil with chicken with bone in, but out of expediency today, I just bought the boneless chicken thigh fillets. They're already cut up. All right, let's get this in here. We're going to brown the chicken and the onions. Then we're going to add chicken broth and tomato sauce, cabbage, onions, probably celery, peas, and corn, and whatever else we got to throw in there with a little bit of salt. I'll salt it to your taste. All right, let's get this chicken fried, browned, and onions. Now you're going to want to stir it pretty good to keep it from sticking to the pan. Then once it starts to brown, we'll throw our onions in there and let them fry slightly. And this is Brunswick, my variation of Brunswick Stew, which is basically just anything you can throw in there pretty much. Base is tomato base, chicken. People put different stuff in there. I use corn, peas, cabbage. A lot of people don't put that in there. They just do chicken and corn. But since it's basically a poor man's stew, you just pretty much put whatever you want in there. Base is still tomato though and chicken. Let me stir this. Yeah, and I've got a doctor's appointment here in a little bit, so I'm basically just getting it started because it can cook the rest of the day. Or I'll get it started after the chicken's done and stew's started and just let it come to a boil and then turn it off and cook it when I get back. But that's about it. Now, I used about half an onion in there because I had a really big onion, and I didn't want all those onions in there, so just put in half of it and save the rest for later. You're going to get this browned up, and then you're going to put in your chicken broth and the tomatoes and start putting the vegetables in there. I got to cut up some celery for this thing yet. Okay, I wasn't going to add any peppers, but I had a couple that were about ready to go off. So, like I said, this is anything goes. I'll put them in there, cleaning out the fridge. Now, don't worry about if the chicken's really done or not, because you're still going to leave it in the pan when you're cooking the stew, so that it'll cook some more. Let me get the cabbage ready. Okay, I've added in tomato puree and stewed plum tomatoes out of the garden that we canned earlier this year, a little bit, last month I think. And then I'm going to add a little chicken broth to that as well. It started boiling now. You're going to get it boiling, add the rest of the vegetables, and let it cook. And since I got to go in probably 15 minutes, I'm about ready to put everything in there and let it cook for a couple minutes and then turn it off. Using frozen corn because I don't grow corn. It's kind of pointless for me to grow corn. Takes up too much room. Now you can use canned corn, but it's already kind of mushy. Canned corn is. You end up with a corn paste. So I use frozen in there. Just seems like it works out better that way. Same with the peas. I don't grow peas. So I just use frozen peas. Same thing. Don't want to use canned peas. They're too mushy. Oh yeah, that's nice and thick right there. And with this thing, you can make it as thick or as runny as you want it. I like it a little bit thicker because I don't put potatoes in mine. Some people put potatoes in there. And truth is, if you want to lose weight, this is a pretty good soup to do it with because not a lot of carbs, other than a little bit of corn you put in there. In fact, if you omit the corn and just make it more cabbage based, you can lose a lot of weight really quick. I did that one time in '90s probably, and I dropped like 30 pounds in probably half a year. Now I wasn't eating that every day, but it made up a good percentage of my diet. Alright, we got some peas in there, celery, chicken, cabbage. I'm going to dump in a little more chicken broth. Remember to add your liquids a little bit at a time. It's easier to add than it is to take away, or you end up cooking it down to nothing. It's just starting to boil a little bit. Let's mix everything up. Let it cook. And I gotta hit it. Now this will freeze well. You can can it or freeze it. We usually freeze it. It's good. You make a lot at one time. Alright, that's about it, guys. I'm just gonna let it cook for a little bit. Turn it off, and when I get back, I'll turn it back on and let it cook the rest of the way. Thank you. Again, if you like my content, subscribe, share, like, comment, all that jazz. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good Friday the 13th. Take care. I've added some long beans in there. Now remember, these things, you're gonna have, I do them about a thumb length is good for us. If you like them finer than that, that's fine. You can make them longer. Just remember, these things are like that long. That's a long bean right there. I'm going to go ahead and add this one in there. And that's pretty thick right there. I'm probably going to have to add some more chicken broth in here. Still gotta put the corn and peas in there. And I gotta go in about 10 minutes. So let me put those in there.